Afternoon. The show is Aside Hot, and my name is Ifoma Oji. Let's begin in Delta State. Now, a video making rounds online shows a journalist visiting a site Senator Nwoko publicly described as a modern mini stadium with a standard pitch in Iseluko in Delta State. However, what the journalist found on ground tells a very different story. Overgrown grass, scattered blocks, and no visible stadium infrastructure. This comes at a time when Senator Nwoko and his wife, Regina Daniels, have been active on social media defending the senator's contributions and public image. Let's take a look at the video.
The senator himself, because this is a Delta State government, the word is abandoned project from a while ago, not from this sheriff era, not even from the Okowa era, way before, from the Ibori era. That's when this was first awarded as a project. So I just want to talk about what the senator said in all of this. That's just my concern, and I'll try to walk very fast so I don't waste anybody's time. So this is the pitch. He said that his project comprises a standard pitch. Now, the only standard pitch in this place is this forest I'm currently showing you. And as you can see, it's overgrown and abandoned. Now, he also said that there are two stands in the project that was awarded. This is one stand that comes with the standard pitch. The other stand is all the way on the other side. I can't walk there to show you in this one video, right? And both these stands are basically forests. That's just the best way to put it. They are forest. This video is being made today, the 4th of November. It's just a completion of the series, and I'm walking through it to give you guys the rest of the lowdown. This is the forest, by the way. Remember this project.
Now, this development raises key questions on transparency, accountability, and the growing trend of citizens independently verifying government claims, an act many argue is long overdue in a country where project announcements often outlive project executions. And I'll go right to the questions, which is the key questions now. Are we witnessing a new era where citizens are challenging political PR with real-world evidence, Sharon?
I think so, because if you take a look at, let me just make a comment first of all on that video. I think the stadium is actually view once. So when you view it once, you can't view it again. Yeah. That's why you can't see everything that Nwoko said, But anyways, to be serious now, we remember this is what happened in Edo State, where the Edo State governor came out to say that they signed some miraculous deal with a particular company and organization, and this brought a lot of investment to Edo State. Now, we saw that big newspapers that we know carried that particular story and ran with it. But one investigative journalist did due diligence to investigate and find out. That was when it all blew up, and we found that it was not really as the Edo State government said. Now, with this particular case, it really gives me so much joy, the fact that when you say things now, there are people who are waiting on standby to actually go and conduct investigation, because it would seem as though Nigerians would easily swallow whatever is dished out.
Exactly.
So yes, I think we're getting to that point where now, if we are being presented with a fact, we would query that
cross-check. Exactly. Now, according to this journalist, he went there, and according to Nwoko, he said that there were two pitches or two stands in the area, and he discovered that it was just one pitch and it was kind of littered or full of grass. And it's more like, I just want to ask the question now, if the stadium truly exists, why does the on-ground evidence show abandoned land instead of a completed facility? Mr. Kachi.
Like I said, they will try to make everything look good for the public. Do you understand? That's going to be their number one aim. So it will look like they are,
like more of political propaganda, something like that.
So you don't expect them to put out a picture that is not appealing to the public. Now, I like what Sharon said. Now we are daring, or we are challenging the government in a way where they put out something or they say something. We go there and check.
Exactly.
Naturally, as they have said it or no. So I really like this part where you said, what I will call it, what I ordered versus what I got.
Exactly. Well, before we continue this story, I would like us to take a look at a particular video making rounds on social media about actress Regina Daniels. She has come out to, clear the air on what is going on in her family. Let's take a look at that video.
Stop saying I got married out of greed. Excuse me. No, we were not broke. Does that make sense? And secondly, how do you guys think? Like, what amount of money can a man give to a mother to get her child that is practically providing everything in the house? That is practically through this child, she trained all her children. Like through this child, like what else? That child was our only source of livelihood. I was a blessing, a gift to my mom. God used me to settle her. And it's my job to make sure she is forever happy. Because she has suffered for us. People are insulting her. Anyway, stop. Stop insulting my mother. Wallahi, she's the best woman on earth. She is. She warned me. My brothers warned me. Everybody warned me. Nobody's going to cry on this camera. Everybody warned me. And then I drove out at night. I was going to kill myself if I don't marry Ned. Everyone was looking for me. My brothers were fighting, breaking bottles. Like, guys, the Nigerian police now said video cut. As I was saying, everyone knew.
Now, this story, remember when we had this conversation earlier with what was going on with Regina Daniels and her family? We heard from the mother's side, the mother coming out to say that they have arrested the son, and she doesn't even know the police station that he was taken to. And we realized that it was actually a police station in Lagos State that the son was arrested. And now Regina Daniels have come out to clear the air, saying that people have been kind of bashing the mom, that saying that it was the mom that pushed her to the marriage, that the truth is that the mom warned her, her friends warned her, her brothers warned her, and she was in love. And if you check social media, what people are saying is that it's looking like Nwoko married Regina Daniels because of her money. Let me get your take on that. It's no longer Regina Daniels.
Married for money. You know, I wanted to say something, right? On that, I wanted to make a comment on that video and address something that I think is fundamentally wrong, and it's not peculiar to Regina Daniels. It is something that we see over here in Nigeria. So there's something that Regina said. She said that she was a means of livelihood for her mother, and that she was a gift that God used to settle her mother.
Exactly.
And I just it did not sit down well with me. That particular statement did not sit down well with me. The fact that you have a human being being attributed to a commodity or to an amount, I don't even know how it sounds. It just sounds really off, right? The fact that she feels that, yes, she owes her mother the life or the luxurious life because of what her mother went through. It doesn't sit down well with me. So that's one. I think that's something that even our parents need to correct. The fact that they see their children as investment plans, whereby when they grow old, of course your children should do that out of their, it is a sense of obligation, but not a means of investment that I'm doing this after everything I've done for you. I don't buy that. Now, still talking about the video and whether Nwoko married for money, this is something that has been consistent since this video started, since their family drama started going viral. Regina Daniels recently also came out to post on her story saying that Nwoko does not even have 1,000 naira to his name on his story. So the thing is, I don't know at this point. It can't be true. In my head, I don't think there is a reason why Nwoko would marry Regina Daniels for her money. How much does she really have? And we know that Nigerian politicians are extremely wealthy.
She said she gave him $50,000.
Yes, and she also said that she does not want to come out and say the amount of money that she has also contributed, that is way more than $50,000. So if Nwoko is an audio billionaire, then maybe they should bring more receipts.
Exactly. But let me come to you, Mr. Nwoko. Now, the earlier video we saw where the journalist was talking about the, what's it called, the pitch, the mini stadium. He said that this was what Regina Daniels' husband said he did for the people of his community. And even Seun Kuti have come out to say that this man we're talking about, Regina Daniels' husband, is more like, I don't really know, I can't really use the right phrase he used, but he was trying to say that he doesn't have the interests of his community at heart. And we're seeing that he posted something on social media about this particular pitch. And now we're hearing from Regina Daniels that the husband does not have a dime. That, have you seen the children of recent, that he doesn't take care of the children, that it's more like she is the one that takes care of the children. Now everything now is teaching towards the fact that we see Regina Daniels' husband as a billionaire, and we're seeing a different picture now in the public space. And I just want to ask this question: do you think that these politicians kind of marry maybe like actresses, all this, or just to remain relevant in the social media space, claiming that maybe they are rich or wealthy?
Marriage is not supposed to make you, or it's not supposed to be what to make you relevant. If I get your question
but
right.
People marry up.
But because from what you're trying to say, Regina Daniels was quite good in the acting industry before he got married to me. But if you're saying he married her, in your sense, he married her to stay relevant in that picture.
The mom said that too, that he needed the rising star, like he needed a star, and Regina Daniels kind of gave him that stadium. You get?
Why are you acting like you're not in Nigeria?
You're not aware of what's going on.
I'm not trying to be sarcastic right now.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be sarcastic.
Yeah.
But Regina Daniels had the star, and so immediately she married Ned. That was when the star
Yes, rose up.
Yeah. So your question now is, do they do this marriage thing to stay relevant?
Yes, exactly.
See, what I was saying, my own perspective, or according to my own understanding, is that marriage is not what makes them relevant. I believe it's what they do. Because if it's like that, he's supposed to be more relevant than this. She's just putting him in limelight. I'm not going to say she's making him relevant. Let me use that one. Yeah. She's just bringing him out to the public. Do you understand? Exactly. But if you explain that as being relevant,
that is, yes, I do. I do agree. I think that is being
what I
want
you.
Because how can you say it's about what you do, right? How can what you do be known if you are not in the limelight?
Exactly. So he needed that platform. It's not like Big Brother.
And you know that if you're being honest, right? You know that Nwoko has always carried Regina along with him whenever he's going for all this campaign.
Exactly.
Or any political event in Nigeria. So I do think relevance has
now let me just
sorry. Okay. So would you see what you're trying to say now is she has been keeping him relevant?
Yes.
At some point.
She has not been keeping. Before we did not know.
We didn't know.
He was a silent billionaire that
okay. Let me come in. Okay, you will tie what you said right now together. I just want to ask how, with the first story, the first video we watched, and the second video where Regina Daniels has come to clear the air on her own side of the story, I just want to ask, how do you think that generally we should kind of seek accountability from our leaders? I just want you to tie it to what you want to say right now. Tie it together, please.
First of all, I want to. You said she kept him relevant. I'm trying to point the line there. Okay. You said she kept him relevant. The reason why Ned came into his spotlight was not for a good reason.
Was not for a good reason.
Yes, he married somebody very young, like way younger than him. That was the first reason why he became very popular.
Exactly.
And if you are saying she has been keeping him relevant in a very bad way, because all the spotlight she has been putting him on is a bad, like it concerns bad things. Now, how? We are hearing that Ned beat her. If you go online, you don't. What are you saying? What are you saying?
She has
okay, just move over to the second story, because we have more stories. You know, I asked question. Maybe I don't know if I should reiterate the question. I asked, how do we kind of seek accountability from these leaders, because we are seeing that it's not what we ordered that we are getting from them.
Thank you. You see, now that Nwoko has come out with these claims that he has this invisible stadium, or like I like to call it View One Stadium. I think at this point he's always granted interviews, right? And that was why when we had the governorship debate the other day, and I asked the question, the fact that we have access to these politicians before they get into power, will it be maintained when they actually come into power? So I feel that this is the best time for NED to grant a press conference, right? Where the press can come out and ask these questions, because the press will always be the middleman between the government and the common man. So we need the media to be able to hold these people accountable.
And I think he should equally work on his PR, because we are hearing a lot of messages from here to there, from here. We don't even know the one that
should just tell us the truth.
But let's move over to the second story now, to Rivers State, where a young woman in Obibo was gruesomely murdered after reportedly enduring repeated harassment from a male neighbor. According to friends, the man broke into her home on more than one occasion before the attack that claimed her life. She allegedly feared reporting the incident, a sentiment far too common among women who feel unheard by authorities. Now, this tragic loss highlights familiar failures, community apathy, weak policing, and a system that often protects aggressors until the victim is gone. And now I'll move straight to the question. Now, Nigerian recorded thousands of deaths, with all this, violence. And I just want to ask this question to you, Mr. Kachi. Is it that women have to, die more before their voices are being heard? Because we are seeing a lot of, this injustice, not just injustice, a lot of violence attack targeted at women. And it's as if most of them are afraid to voice out because maybe they might be bashed, maybe they might not actually pay attention to what they are saying. And I just want to ask, straight up to the question, do you think that more women need to witness this incident before actions are being taken by the security operatives?
Definitely not. I will first start by saying, when you have a weak system, it's harder for people to report any case they have to you. Because, for instance, let's start from the case of, let's say, Mohbad, for instance, and this same Ochanya that we're talking about. We are definitely not sure we're going to get justice for either of the two. Do you understand? Because, first of all, we're talking about if women should speak up. You understand me? Now, what I'm saying is, if they speak up, is anything going to be done about it? Are they going to do anything about it? It's just like I go to the police now and report that, okay, my neighbor is posing a threat attack on me. I mean, a rape attack on me. And then I come back home and they're like, go, come. And then they come to meet the neighbor and they're like, okay, your neighbor said so and so. They are not taking any action. After they talk to the neighbor, they go. You don't expect me the next time to come and tell a police that so and so happened. I don't know if you get my point. Exactly. They are not doing any action. No action is taken. Nothing is taken. That's why most of the victims just keep quiet or look for another way around it. Do you understand? Yes. That's why I would say, if the system can change, then I think a lot of women or a lot of ladies will start speaking up. Exactly.
Talking about the system, I'll just go straight to you, Ms. Sharon. Now, our Nigerian law enforcement agencies failing to protect women and investigate gender-based crimes properly.
Of course. Thoroughly failing at that job. They are thoroughly failing at doing that. And I'm just going to, because of this, it reminds me of a case that I read about sometime last year. A young lady, they're very similar, in her house as well, who was being harassed by a neighbor, and later found out that male neighbor was actually married, but the family does not stay there. Now he would harass this, and it starts, with subtle gestures, very subtle, inappropriate, sexually suggestive gestures. And in as much as we know that our system or the type of situation that we have back here are not very proactive with these allegations, I would still beg our women to speak up at the slightest provocation. So when it starts by hitting you in a way you don't like, touching you in a way you don't like, start raising alarm. You don't have to wait till they come to your house in the middle of the night. That is the most, it's the same thing as robbery, right? Someone just walking up into your house at the middle of the night because they are trying to play one stupid, it does not make any sense to me. Start at the smallest provocations, make it known, be loud about it, and then let it be known that you've done your part. And leave it to the legal enforcement. All
right. Now, still on violence against women. Another case from South has shaken the public. A young woman identified as Juliet reportedly got into a disagreement that resulted in a damaged car windshield. Instead of reporting the issue through legal means, the man involved allegedly mobilized local thugs who beat her up, tied her up, dragged her to an abandoned building, and left her for dead. Now, a property dispute escalated into extrajudicial killing, a terrifying reflection of jungle justice culture and the collapsing confidence in law enforcement agencies. Now, the broader truth here is many Nigerian communities, the law is no longer the first option. Retaliation is, and women more often than not pay the highest price. Now, it's as if that apart from the fact that the the security operatives or law enforcement agencies in Nigeria have failed, women woefully, is equally looking like the people living in that same vicinity have equally failed, the fact that when incidents like this, you will still see, eyewitnesses coming out to say, but when this thing is happening, you see them, they are not taking action. And I just want to ask, maybe I'm directing it to both of you so that we can move on to the next story. I'm directing this question to both of you. Do you think that it is time for, people living in that vicinity or the community to start doing something? I mean, you have an idea of this incident. Is it not cool for you to raise more alarm so that they can de-escalate the situation rather than the unfortunate incident which led to her death? Okay, let me start with you, Sharon.
All right, I'm just going to say a very sad situation with this particular young lady's case that has just gone like that. And first of all, right, there's a whole lot of answered questions. What led to her breaking the windscreen of this person? And going as far as bringing Agbero, just hiring touts to beat her up, it does not make any sense at all. It just seems that, first of all, they did not involve law enforcement in this particular case, and they solved it without the law enforcement help. And anytime we talk about settling issues out of court, this is not what we mean. We don't mean using violence, using thugs, using touts, to solve issues. That's not what we need. We need dialogue, right? And if you know that you have gotten to the point where you can't do it, you can't condone it, take it to the police, then take it to court. It's not that it must be a do or die affair that you settle this out of court. If it has passed that level, take it to court.
Now, I just want to ask here, it may seem as though the lady kind of committed, a grievous crime by breaking the windshield of this man, and I am like, is it that outrageous that you have to now call thugs? What do you have to say about jungle justice generally in Nigeria instead of reporting to the appropriate authorities?
Like I said before, the first thing I said when you talked about the first rape case, I told you if we have a proper system in this country, people will find peace in reporting to higher authorities than taking matters into their own hands. But when there is no peace, we know that we have to do it our own way. I'm not justifying jungle justice, like I said, but I said if that is what is within your power. Like I said again,
you said this yesterday that they should bring Agbero boys to BTC.
No, it happened. It's as if it happened.
It has led to death.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Because I said if the system is good, I would not have a problem with reporting to the police, like I said. But when you know that you report to the police and then this person pays 20,000 and is out again, terrorizing your life again, what do you do? Like I said, I'm not with the jungle justice, but get
taking laws into your hands.
If you know that this is within your power and you have tried your possible best to do whatever you can do, then I mean.
So jungle justice, are you supporting jungle justice? I don't really understand.
Like I said, everything
on the system. Okay, but at the same time, I just want to clear the air. We are not at all supporting any form of jungle justice. We still have the social media. The lady shouldn't have, you know, broken the windscreen. We don't even have the, you know, the complete details of how this incident happened, but it is what we are being presented that we are working with. And no matter what happens, jungle justice is never the way. And whatever dispute you and anybody is having shouldn't result to you taking lives. It doesn't equate to taking people's lives, because you are not the one that gave the life in the first place. But in a more lighter note, let's take a look at a funny video to wrap up the show. Let's take a look at the video.
Of APC. APC means as Asiwaju Property Corporation, a main property company, anti-people's commoners, armor personal career, and in the presidential candidate. Another problem coming to Nigeria unsolved. Ashawo produce condom. All promises cancelled. Armed Robber People's Congress. Another problem coming to Nigeria unsolved. Association of political criminals. Carry the winner, give the loser, carry the loser, give the winner. Uncontested candidates to become a governor of Imo State. Uzodima. Last but not the least, Association of Production of Coronavirus title next level.
All right, that was quite a funny video that we just saw right now from, you know, the Benin blogger. But let me just get your take on the funny video. I mean, it was quite funny. He is creative. So people say that he is mentally deranged, that he is not, you know, normal in the head. But I love the fact, I love the fact that he was able to create such rhyme. It was really beautiful to see. And these cases, one political, two deeply human, share a troubled theme. A society demanding accountability, whether from elected leaders or from those who commit violence in our neighborhoods. Nigerians are more informed and more vocal than ever. They are fact-checking politicians, recording incidents, and asking for justice. But accountability should not depend on virality. Projects should exist beyond online posts, and women should not need hashtag to be protected. And so the question for Nigerians today is simple. Do we wait for tragedy and public outrage before we enforce transparency and justice? Or do we build a system where truth and protection are guaranteed, not begged for? And that is where we're going to call it a wrap for today's show on Aside Hot right here on Active Citizens. And I did this show alongside the beautiful, the ever beautiful Sharon and Chipu. Thank you so much for joining me. I didn't introduce you earlier, but I mean, they already know you as the star. Clock it. And yes, I would really want to appreciate the gentleman in my right-hand side in the person of Mr. Nwoko Kachi. Thank you so much for joining the show. I appreciate. And to our VVIP, thank you for always joining us during the morning show, afternoon and evening. You are the main VVIP. We see you, we love you, and we appreciate you. But if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, please go ahead and subscribe. And if you're yet to follow us across all social media platforms, you can find us across all social media platforms at Active Citizens. And drop your comments, like and share. We see that. We love you. We appreciate you. And that is where we call it a wrap for today's show. We will see you again in the evening for Active Citizens Parliament, where we discuss political issues. Do have a lovely afternoon.